Who do we put in positions of authority? Name them. Teachers. Hello, teachers. I'm in a position of authority. I could be speaking gobbledygook to you. It could be total garbage. I could be lying. And because I have the microphone and you don't, and I'm standing up and you're sitting down, and this is the template for education that you've had for your entire life, some things that I'm saying are getting in whether you like it or not. You cannot actually sit down and have me speak with a microphone and not have your critical faculty open every time. When you are pulled over by a cop and you look in your rear view mirror and you see him get out of his car and your heart rate increases, his job is done. His job is over when your heart rate increases. And I mean that literally, because what is really a cop's job? What? Why do they want to scare us? So you won't do bad things. A cop's job is to keep everyone in the good people box and catch the people and put them in the bad people box. I'm serious. Now, I'm not saying there are really nice cops in the world and that they don't do the job really well. I'm glad we have policemen, but they are waking hypnotists. When I got pulled over by a cop, and I look at my rearview mirror, and he may be telling me that my tail light is out. You know what I'm saying? Ever been through customs without having swallowed a bag of cocaine? Like an hour before, and your hands are sweating for no particular reason? This is called socialization. And it happened through a series of hypnotic inductions. Watching your parents respect the police. If your parents were criminals, you would either become criminals or really respect the police, become a cop. If your parents were criminals, you might become a cop. So, a judge, when you're in a court of law, where's the judge? Up or down? Up. What's he wearing? The crazy black dress. Who else wears the crazy black dress? Why do boys wear black dresses anyway? Priest. Priest. Anyone else? Someone else yesterday named another person who wore the black dress. Therapist? Someone said a therapist. I was like, who's therapist? Wears the black robe? Vampires. Oh yeah, and someone also said the Grim Reaper. Interesting. Now, when you're in a court of law, what does the judge have in his hand? A gavel. Now, you're not actually sitting there thinking that the judge might chuck it at your head, but your body is actually feeling that he has power. And he could chuck it at your head. He could. I'm sure if we went into like legal, transcripts, there were some head chucking judges. It must get really boring listening to the same old story every time. So, when we elect a president, we surround him with what's called the Miranda of power. The Miranda of power comes from the word mirar. And mirar in Spanish means what? To see or to look. So it's the look of power. It's what we see. And so in every presidential election, there's a bunch of people who didn't vote for the president. How do we get them on board for the next 4 years to make this person into a president? Well, you slam them in the White House. You don't let presidents, keep their home in Idaho. And you don't move the press corps to Idaho. We move him to Washington. Then we put the presidential crest in front of him. Make sure he's in a suit at least half the time. And, with all sorts of, you give him his own plane. And then suddenly he looks like a president. Other authority figures in your life, important if you're healing. Your doctor. Your fashion designer. Your doctor. Your doctor is a waking hypnotist, and let me tell you what I mean by that. I'm sure many of you have had this experience or understand what I'm saying. If I were Walt's doctor, and I was looking at his chart, and I said, Walt, I looked at your chart, and it's not looking good. Now, what would happen to Walt's immune system response? Down or up? Down. Now, if I were Walt's sister, and I'm an accountant, and not even a very good one, and I look at Walt's chart, and I say, Walty, this looks bad. What's his response going to be? A little more critical faculty to that? What does she know? She's just my sister, and a bad accountant at that. Versus A doctor that says to Walt, you know what, Walt, look at your chart and have some concerns, and I think we can work them out. I like that, says Walt. What did I do? I said I brought Walt into the system. I said I have some concerns. Concern can be a positive thing. It doesn't have to be a negative thing. I'm concerned about you means I love you. Have some concerns. I think we can work them out. And suddenly I pulled Walt into the mix, and even if I'm lying to Walt, I've done something good for his immune system, which is smart doctoring. That's why they say have a good bedside manner. So if you find if you're going to a practitioner, and you come away from that practitioner feeling really afraid or really